Castle Gateway project is a project launched by the City of York Council to explore the future of this area we're standing in now. So that's Clifford's Tower, the Eye of York, down to the Foss Basin, St George's Fields, Piccadilly and Fossgate. And so we've been asking people about what's important to them about the area and what they'd like to be able to do here in the future. And that's been the My Castle Gateway contribution to the City of York Council's Castle Gateway project. So it came out of a project called My Future York. So with various collaborators, including Phil Bixby, who I'm working with on the events over the weekend, we were quite frustrated with some of the ways in which public engagement and consultation happen. Not just in York, but it's an issue for all public organisations and all councils. So we started to collaborate with the City of York Council on a new approach. Well, really the distinctive thing about My Castle Gateway was that we started early. So often with public consultations, it's at the point where there's already options on the table and people get maybe a menu of 3 options and they're asked to choose their preferred option. What we did at the beginning of the summer was actually start with a more open brief. We were asking people, what matters to them? What would they like to be able to do here in the future? And from that we developed an open brief that the City of York Council appointed master planners, who are a mixture of architects and town planners, have been working with all the way through the summer. And so what we're going to be doing over the weekend is sharing the ideas the master planners have come up with in response to the brief created by the people of York. So there are some key ideas that we really want people's responses to. Really the driving issue for the whole of the Castle Gateway project, as initiated by the council, was the issue of the car park, just to my left here, and the question, could we do something else with it? And so one of the key ideas is really what could we do with it? People came up with so many fantastic ideas in the first phase of My Castle Gateway. Ideas for events and performances and community music events, a place to spend time without having to spend a lot of money. And so the master plans have taken those ideas and produced a few different possibilities, a few different ideas for the area. So we're really interested in what people think about that. The other big thing that people said in the first phase was they wanted to walk up the Foss. Beautiful river, but we don't make enough of it in the city. So there are various plans about how we could facilitate a riverside walk, including behind the back of the York Castle Museum. City York Council Executive will make a decision about a preferred master plan. And what that does, it basically sets out the aspirations for the future of this area. Then there'll be follow-up conversations about how we make that happen. And there are a variety of ways of making that happen, for thinking about development partners, how we're going to finance it, and those are really important challenges that we want to discuss openly with people. But one of the great things about the My Castle Gateway project is that clearly this place is made by the energy and creativity of people that live in York, people that use it, people that live here. So another important part of making it happen after February will be all of the energy of people who want to make this place a place that matters to them. What we want to do is use the same kind of creative methods we've been using all the way through to get people engaged with the ideas. So we're working with Coaching York to do some walks around each of the areas, exploring the ideas and asking people what difference it might make to them if those ideas came to be. And the other thing we're going to be looking at is looking at the plans, getting into the nuts and bolts of how it might happen, what it might mean, and trying to engage as many people as possible in that process. All of the feedback people give us will then go back into the master plan, and the aim is to produce a preferred master plan that will be shared with the City of York Council Executive in the new year.
It's about the redevelopment of this part of the city, and the intention's been to involve and engage the public in the key decisions that are made, because there are some very large strategic decisions that we need to make to improve the area and also make it that sustainable development that we would like to see York becoming an exemplar for. Well, there's a number of aspects of flood defence, of looking at what the Castle car park could become, and therefore where else the parking would go, or transport, and it's bringing people's views into different parts of the project. The beauty of this is that you can walk around most of the area that's involved and point out parts, so it's getting the experience and views of a wide range of the public, and if they can't come, then there's the website that they can make comments and find out more. I think for a project of this scale, which is going to have such a long-lasting impact on the appearance of the city, it's vital that the public feel that they've been properly involved and that there's a sense of the council working with residents rather than trying to impose a plan. We're working towards the master plan, but this is not at the master plan stage, so it's still at the opportunity for people to make comments, and it's about collating the views so that as a major landowner the council has influence on this area that it doesn't have, for instance, in York Central, but it's about making the place good for the city in the future. So we do want to bring the public with us, and we will be working the plans up so that the public can see what is going to happen in the long term. But we're not yet at that stage. It's very much an opportunity at this point for people to make their comments.